Hey everybody, how's it going? Ron and Don here, and today we're going to be talking about Father John Misty's new album, God's Favorite Customer. I don't know about you, but this was one of my most anticipated releases of this year, and boy did he deliver on this one.
I was very much looking forward to it.
Josh Tillman, also known as Father John Misty, he was the drummer for Fleet Foxes. He has three albums under his belt under this name. Mm-hmm. He's got the first one coming out in 2012. He has I Love You, Honey Bear, 2015, and then Pure Comedy, my favorite album of last year.
Yep. Pure Comedy, it's such a great listen. Mm-hmm. And then just a year later, he comes out with God's Favorite Customer. Yeah, so a little background on this record. Apparently, he was having some severe mental issues and went to a hotel. Forget what the name was, but he went to a hotel for 2 months and just stayed there. And he wrote this whole album there. And it shows in a lot of songs. This is a very sad album, very depressing record, with a lot of like hotel lingo in there sometimes in the lyrics, especially Mr. Tillman. But yeah, let's just jump into this record, starting with Hang Out at the Gallows. Yes, this was a really good start, strong start to this album. I really like the feel to it, and I like all the little piano fills that he adds in there. And it kind of changes up quite a bit.
Yeah, it has that verse, chorus, pre-chorus song structure, but you can't tell because they all sound so different to each other. Like, it feels like the song is cut up into different parts, but pieced together cohesively. Yes. I really enjoy that. But yeah, like you said, really off to a good start. The lyrics on this are very sad, but they're also really good and imaginative. Like, he's a very good songwriter, and it shows on, I mean, all of Pure Comedy and I Love You, Honey Bear, but even on this record, like... He's still going strong with his songwriting skills. And then the melodies on this, like, and when he goes into that falsetto on the chorus. Yeah. I love that. It's so good. But yeah, and then we get into Mr. Tillman, which was the first single released from this record.
I really like the melody to this one. That's what really captivates me for this song. And I just love the overall feel to it.
The melody for this song is so unpredictable, and you just really don't know where it's going to go. And this is like basically his story on checking into the hotel and living there. And it's really interesting and has some really new feel to it that you haven't heard before. Yeah. The acoustic guitar is great. The instrumental's great. Oh, yeah. Also, this song changes from like the perspective of the people working at the hotel to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like the verses are the hotel people.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. And then we move on to, I think, the second single release, Just Dumb Enough to Try, which this song, I really enjoy this one because this is another unpredictable melody, and you don't know where it's going to go. Like, even on the oohs and stuff, he does, you expect him to go lower because you've heard so many other artists who have this predictable melody, but he just changes it up, and you're like, okay, this is new and fresh.
Yeah, and like he takes these common melodies kind of, but he makes them his own and like does his own things with it.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what really stands out. And yeah, with this instrumental, it's really good.
Yeah, it's really mellow, but then he brings in this fuzzy guitar solo in there, which is really nice. Nice change of pace. And then Date Night, which starts off... First of all, this song is another one that feels completely different from anything else on this album. I think this one stands out the most.
Definitely.
It starts off with this like really weird like sample like glitchy piano thing, and then it goes into this acoustic riff that is so kind of Bob Dylan-ish, honestly. And it's really just a really good song. I don't know.
It's the first really upbeat song on this album.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace.
And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, definitely. And then the last single released, Please Don't Die. What a song, but like it's so sad.
I know.
This song is so sad. I think this song is ultimately what sums up what he was feeling in that hotel, you know, on the pen and paper and into the music. It just really shows, and it's just so real, this song.
And the music video definitely helps point these things out, and it's just really unique, and I haven't seen anything like that before.
There's a harmonica in this song, and in the music video, Grim Reaper's playing it, and we'll link the music video in the description so you guys can watch it if you haven't. Yeah, it's just a tremendous song, tremendous music video. But yeah, I love his falsetto on the chorus in this. Just very strong vocal performance of him. And then we get to the first, I guess, real ballad. Yes. Even though like the whole album's pretty sad, but this is just him and
his piano.
And his piano, yeah. But the piano is so haunting.
This song, to me, kind of just it dragged on a little too long for me. I'm sure this has a lot of meaning to him, and like it fits really well within the concept of the album. It went on a little too long for me, and it just kind of dragged, and I kind of got a little bored. Really, honestly.
Yeah, for me, I get where you're coming from, but I think like after all these songs with a bunch of instruments, the album kind of needed just him and his piano, and I feel like since the whole album was really sad, this also captures what he was feeling and also feels really real to me. And the lyrics are still very imaginative and real. And the Palace is what his wife called the hotel. And then we go to the third single. He released 4 singles for this, which, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of releasing half the album before it comes out, which a lot of bands are doing nowadays. But this was the third one, and it's called Disappointing Diamonds Are the Rarest of Them All. What a mouthful. And this song is the shortest on the album. Yes. Short, sweet, and to the point, really. Yep. Yeah.
It's my favorite on this album. Is it really? I think it is, yeah. I really enjoy the feel to this one, and I love when he goes into his falsetto voice.
That's like the majority of the song, too. Exactly. He's got a lot of falsetto.
It's really good.
Yeah, I like how he brought back the brass instruments in this. It kind of throws back to pure comedy because there's a lot of that in there. So I really enjoyed that quite a bit. Yeah, good song. And then a pretty unique song for me, God's Favorite Customer. Yes. This song feels a little different too and features Wise Blood. I've never heard of her before, but she comes in on the chorus to sing a little bit, and that is what creates the unique feel to me. Her background vocals.
It definitely feels very different, and he adds like little glimpses of different instruments here and there throughout this whole song, like the harmonica. Definitely. It's just really good.
Yeah, and this song has kind of a religious aspect to it because I read on Genius, he wanted to be a youth pastor, and he grew up in a religious household. So since he was feeling really sad in this hotel, I guess he was like kind of calling out to anything that's out there, and I mean, I think we've all been there. So
and he's like not really feeling, not really connecting with anything.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really relatable, and I like this song quite a bit. Yeah. And then we go to the songwriter, which is about if him and his wife switched roles. So his wife was Father John Misty, and he was his wife, and like, would she be writing the same things that he is about love and stuff, or would she be playing it off as like fake love, I guess, to appeal to the masses? Yeah. It's a really cool thing to talk about on a song, honestly.
And this is another one where it's just him and his piano, and I very much prefer this one over the Palace. Yeah, it has, to me, a better feel to it. I really enjoyed what he did with this song. This
one's not as haunting and ghostly as the Palace was, and I think that was kind of on purpose too. Yeah. A good song, another good song. And then We're Only People and There's Not Much Anyone Can Do About It, which really just tells what the song is about, honestly. Yeah. It's pretty blunt. I like the feel to this song quite a bit. It starts off really different with that like string intro, and I think this is just a really good closer for the record.
Yeah, it definitely fits very well on this album. Yeah, and it's a good way to end it. Yeah, it just has a really nice feel to it.
Yeah, definitely. So overall, I think the lyrics and the songwriting are really the key point to this album, and it just shows that his talent is so good, and it's not going to go away if he keeps making these records, because this just really shows how good of a songwriter he is.
He just writes such unique lyrics that you don't hear every day.
Yeah, and they feel so real too. These songs, more than pure comedy felt more like him talking about himself and his place in the world and like the world around him. This one is so introspective, and that's what makes this really unique. It feels so real, and I'm sure people with depression can connect to this record a lot more than pure comedy. Yeah, definitely.
What are some negatives that you found with this?
Well, I think that really the only negative I have is just that from Hanging Out at the Gallows to Please Don't Die is perfect to me. Yeah. Like, I love every song on that. And then from The Palace to We're Only People is just not lacking, not anything. It's just the front half is better. That's really my only negative, if you call it that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just some songs I kind of lost interest in. A couple of them, they just kind of, I didn't vibe with them as much.
The piano ballads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I still really enjoy this album. I love what he did with it. It's really great listen, especially like listening to it lyrically. But yeah, there's just some songs in there that I didn't personally prefer.
Yeah. So what would you give this record?
I'm going to give this a B.
A B?
Yeah. What about you?
I'm probably going to give this an A. I don't think it's as good as Pure Comedy, just because you can't really compare the two. I mean, Pure Comedy is so grand, and this one is so minimal, yet more of the same too.
Yep.
And introspective. But I'm really loving this record. I'm gonna be listening to it all the time this year probably, and
it's crazy that Pure Comedy and this was just a year apart too.
Yeah, I know. Pure Comedy was such a big project, and I don't know.
Awesome.
This guy, Josh Tillman, is an amazing artist. I think you guys should check him out if you haven't yet. And this wouldn't be a bad album to start with, honestly. Yeah. But yeah, definitely check out this and Pure Comedy. We're going to link them down below.
Yes.
Yeah, what'd you guys think about this record?
Do you agree with us? Do you disagree? Please let us know.
Catch us next time.
Thanks for watching.